Gandhi, Maven and Mr X bracket show for the X Games. Welcome.
Whew. First and foremost, before we get started with anything today, we have to catch up with Mr. X.
Welcome back, Matthew Morello.
Capo Bianco.
He got married. He's been on a honeymoon for the past couple weeks in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
A cabin in the woods.
He learned that goats are not sheep, and he also discovered his new fear of mice, which makes him cower like a little girl on a stool.
He was playing Hot Lava.
Hot Lava. He was jumping from furniture
Matt,
to furniture.
just update us on your life.
Who likes mice, man?
I don't like mice. I think I've seen like one mouse in my life, and I just wanted to kill it, but it ran away.
Yeah, they're rodent.
I think mouse traps are sweet. Anyway, Matthew, update us on your life.
It's good. It's real good.
This is how it's going to be today? This is what he's going to do? He's going to give us these short, little, choppy bullshit answers?
It's about the worst update I've ever heard.
I went to Pennsylvania times. I went to San Fran, visit the good people out at EG. Tomorrow I leave for X Games. I'll see you guys there. You guys are casting, right?
Oh!
Welcome back to the show, asshole.
Oh! Hey, you're casting there too, right? Oh, no, you're coaching.
No, I'm coaching.
I'm bringing my team water.
I'll be lucky if they let me in the tent.
I do like that shirt, though. It's sharp.
Great shirt.
I like the shirt. I do like the shirt. But anyway, so, bracket time, boys?
Bracket time.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. X Games bracket, I think, or Anaheim.
X Games bracket. Anaheim's not set yet, and I think we all kind of got that figured out.
X Games.
Just a little bit. So, how this works, this is a bracket inside of a bracket inside of another bracket.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk?
I hate you. Bring up the pool play graphic, please, and we are going to get this started in the loser's bracket, or losers bracket.
We're gonna start with the losers bracket.
That's a great way to bring it in. Let's start with the loser bracket.
Yep, and by the way, our homeless guy is still running the stream, so bear with us as he attempts to figure out what number does what.
What graphic is up?
The best part is like right with this. Yay!
Hey, there we go.
Hey!
All right, so now to make everything a little bit easier here, we did it all on one graphic. So what you're going to be looking at on the left side is going to be pool A, and on the right side is going to be pool B. Well, these teams go off in a double elimination bracket.
Oh, they're going off.
Different. But we're going to go ahead and talk about, we have to do all of the winners bracket first here.
That works.
So we're going to kick it off with EG versus Strictly Business. And I think we have to start off with Mr. Capo Bianco on the topic. X.
That would be me.
Coach and general manager of EG.
I took EG here. I should have just pulled a Maven and taken FaZe Black, but...
well, FaZe Black doesn't even exist.
I've got FaZe Black in the finals, though.
He's got FaZe Black coming back in the finals. But, no, I mean, EG beat them at Niagara. SB's now going to have methods this time, so I think that's going to hurt them even a little bit more. And, I mean, that EG's been pretty hot, even online. I mean, they're first in the league by, I went on to say they're up by, 3 or 4 games on optics, so, I mean, they've just been crushing the last month.
Yeah, no. I mean, they've looked sick. But I think the big thing here is, one, Strictly Business looks wildly mediocre.
Yeah.
Especially online. And you take a player like Methods, who I thought was probably the second best player on his team besides John, and you replace him with Fizzler, who they didn't practice with. I think you can't predict SB over EG.
No, absolutely not. Honestly, if we were talking directly after Niagara, I probably would have said maybe they'll steal a game.
Yeah.
But there's nothing since Niagara. I mean, it's just been win for EG and lose for SB.
Yeah.
At least, I know it's online, but it's been pretty much as opposite of the spectrum you can possibly have. So, yeah, I fully expect that to be a pretty swift 3-0.
What, SB's in last in the league now, right? I mean, they...
Last I saw, I didn't check.
I think they replaced Justice.
Last I saw, they were dead last, so yes.
I'll look up the standings.
Who, SB? No, SB is 9-22. And then that one night we casted them, I think they're 9-25 or something. I don't even know if they're in double-digit wins.
SB's 9-27.
Oh, yeah. See, I told you. That double-digit wins
They're last. And then you have Justice 12-24 above them.
Yeah.
So they've been kind of shitting the bed a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't had a fun... they have not had a fun time.
Oh, wait, that one night was the epitome of it when they, lost 3 Game 5s in one night?
Yeah, and that was that was kind of their easy round there.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But the next matchup here, Optic Nation taking on TK. This one's tough. This one's tough for me. And the reason why it's tough is because, one, like, is TK good? Yeah, they're great. Yeah. Like, I really think TK's a solid team. I just believe in Optic Nation. You know what I mean? Like, I just believe in them.
The biggest thing that's tough for me with a lot of these matchups is that we haven't seen much outside of pool play. Or, no, sorry, outside of, like, the league matches.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen anyone scrimming a lot. I mean, TK's scrimmed a bit, e.g. a few nights. But we haven't really seen Optic Nation at all because we do like not all the league matches. We do several nights a week.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen them at all. I don't know what to expect. I mean, everyone, this wager match phenomenon, which I still don't understand how it's legal whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that's something we got to talk about too. Like, I still don't.
It's awesome though. It's like kind of breathed new life into Ghost, but at the same time, like no one's been scrimming. It's just been like players mixing and matching and playing for $5
I don't know when the last time I saw Optic Nation play as a team.
I don't even know if Ricky's alive.
Killa might have killed him.
I haven't seen Ricky. I've seen others play. I don't know if Ricky's played.
Well, the other three have been at least grinding quite a bit in wagers. Yeah. But yeah, Ricky, I don't even know the last time I saw. I mean, I'm pretty active on Twitter. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw him tweet. The last picture I saw, remember that one? There was the picture of like a basement like house party. It was like find Ricky. It was like where is Waldo? That's the last time I saw Ricky.
But the one thing I will say about Optic Nation before we start touching on TK is that Killa now is back to like his old cocky, confident self, which we haven't seen in a very long time since Aches kind of ripped that away from him with Impact and Complexity back in the day.
Well, honestly, I think it's like more since when Curse LV didn't qualify for champs, like he was just off the radar.
Oh no,
I
think he went mildly insane during that time too. But.
Probably. These wages, like the wager matches and all these like S&D tournaments, have probably helped him kind of just from streaming and everything. I know he's been streaming the whole time, but I feel like lately I just like kind of notice him more. As weird as that sounds.
Well, he's up for 48 hours every 3 days.
Those guys like. Every time I go on Twitter, like in the morning they're up, at night they're up, during the middle of the day they're up. Like when do these people sleep?
They don't.
That's a problem.
They sleep when you're not looking at Twitter.
Yeah,
that's they don't sleep.
That is what I got in my head. But you know, TK, like thinking about TK, like I don't know where they're at like mentally. Like I really don't. I've heard rumors that if they don't qualify for the championship bracket, then they won't even attend, like as a full team. So I mean, they're already second guessing themselves. Now Sharp cleared up with me saying like, oh, that's just hearsay or whatever right now. But like, I don't know how I feel about TK yet. Like I'm not sold on them, and I want to be because I think Apathy's a top 10 player in this game.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Apathy's the only one that doesn't have like something going on. Like obviously you saw on Twitter like Nezlo's going through some personal stuff. Goon's got a new quote-unquote possible girlfriend. Sharp had to make
a new bae.
Sharp had to make a whole new Twitter account because one's broken.
Dude,
drama left and right. But I feel like
the key to what Maven's saying is that women in professional gaming completely destroy the team.
But it's just I just feel like every time I see TK.
That's what it is. It's TP's brother.
There you go.
Oh my God, that should be DJ's name is Tiki.
I like it. Oh,
that's glorious.
But I just feel like every night after like league matches in which TK plays, it's just a lot of negativity. And I mean, some of it's from Nezlo or Sharp complaining about online play or whatever it might be.
Sharp has every right to.
I know, I get it. But I just feel like they're so, and I could be wrong, but like kind of morally kind of down from this whole league play thing. And I think Optic Nation is going to be a very tough first.
I mean, they have a lot of outside pressure too, TK, when you look at it. I mean, all the stuff that you guys just said and the fact that they may not even qualify for Anaheim, I mean, the last thing they're probably thinking about is this X Games tournament, to be honest.
Dude, it just has to suck for them because they do consistently well in the 2Ks and the 5Ks. And granted, yes, for a portion of it is on the 360. And a lot of people say Sharp gets a lot better on the 360 than he does on the 1. Yeah. Apparently his drop-off rate is pretty bad. Is that for me to say? I don't know. I don't cast the 2Ks and 5Ks because I like Sundays to myself. So I don't freaking know. But that's just what I hear. But we're going to go ahead and take Optic Nation.
Yeah, I think easy one.
That was kind of our first, I mean, not really. I mean, it might kind of seem an upset to a lot of people just based on TK's experience. But if you're just looking on how TK's look, because again, we haven't seen a lot of Optic Nation, but at least, we kind of seen them grinding a lot, and TK just seems more not morally, but they just seem kind of emotionally like out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Optic Nation, you always know what you're gonna get from those guys. Like TK, like you have no idea anymore.
Exactly.
Unless Ricky is missing an arm or something.
I'm not really sure about it.
He might not even be a person.
Yeah, might not be their fourth anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So we have time for one of the two more on the flip side, going over to Pool B. This is going to be Envy taking on Curse Orange. Now, this is going to be a pretty easy one, I think, for all of us to do here. I mean, Envy versus Curse Orange is just, it is a landslide victory in favor of Envy. I just don't think Curse Orange can even beat it. I really don't.
Yeah, I have Envy in this series, too. I mean, I don't really think it's going to be too close. What?
If you could see what, you can see the stream, it's just
yeah, it's
what?
Curse Orange. No, not you.
Oh, no.
Something fun. We'll chat later. But Curse Orange has been grinding to some degree. At least the players that like Attach has been playing at a lot of wagers. But I saw Mud Dog kind of blew up at it. Well, I think it was at Attach. I think it was Attach or Miyagi the other day because one of them was playing in wagers instead of scrimming. When the team wanted to scrim. And then you have two at the house, which is basically turned into real world, and you have two not at the house and Attach and Miyagi, and then just a performance in the league play. There's no chance. I mean, maybe they'll steal a game, but I don't even think they'll steal a game because if anything, I'd say if a team's going to steal one, it would be like an S&D. But Envy is so solid as a squad S&D, like I just don't see it happening.
I mean, the Curse House gets bitches. Like that should be their slogan. Join Curse. We get bitches.
The ladies are here.
Every time I see them post a picture, it has nothing to do with video games. They're like out at the gym. They're getting Chick-fil-A. They're by the pool.
Or a picture of Barnes on a skateboard.
I hate the fact people call him Barnes.
I hate it. I guess he said like, is it Hearth or Hearthstone? I say Hearthstone.
I say Hearth.
See, I don't know which one it is, but apparently Barnes
definitely
said it
not
wrong,
Hearth.
and now Croster called him Barnes, and it's just sort of stuck.
It's like Earth with an H.
Barnes is like a separate persona.
Hey, dude, I mean, Burns is like one push away from basically slitting everyone in that house's throat.
Oh, yeah, no, that house will mysteriously go up in flames, and it was because Burns lit the entire thing on fire.
Yeah. I don't, but for me, just when I look at Curse Orange, I think this team was made based on pro points, and I'm basically directly calling you out, Benson, on this one. This team was made perfectly for pro points and to secure their spot in tournaments like these, when they should have just kept the Xfinity team together. That's my personal opinion.
I think that was
I thought that Xfinity team growing forward or going
had a
forward,
chance, yeah. I just don't think this team's really gelled all that well.
No.
I mean, I thought that potentially could have been decent, but it's just they haven't really gelled well at all so far.
X.
No, I mean, I agree. They're playing with a sub at this event, too, I believe. I don't think Croster is playing. I think it's Saint, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
so
sure it's Saint.
I mean, with a sub, too, I mean, although Saint did a good job for FaZe Black at Niagara.
Yeah, I like Saint as a player a lot, but
I think he's good.
It's not going to be a game-changing, upsetting Envy type thing, I don't think.
No.
Right, no, I couldn't see them taking a game on Envy.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog and fans.
Yeah. It is what it is. We're going to hop to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll hit on Optic Gaming taking on FaZe Red and go into Winners Bracket Round 2, so stay tuned. So we covered 3/4 of the Winners Bracket Round 1 here, and it's now time to do the last matchup. Now keep in mind they're both in pools, so now we are going to discuss FaZe Red taking on Optic Gaming. Guys, who wants to kick this one off?
We talked about this one at length.
Yeah.
Well, I want to save the
yeah,
one
no,
part
I know.
for the losers bracket.
We talked about, we talked about this matchup and how we think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
The only reason I kind of was hesitant, maybe possibly taking FaZe Red in this first series, was just because the fact, like with Theory at the Bahamas, and I don't know what day he gets back. I mean, I'm guessing
I think he goes straight into the X
today, or like flies straight in
does.
there. Yeah, so like they obviously aren't going to get a lot of scrim time in, and they weren't getting a ton of scrim time in before. I mean, JCap's been playing wagers every single night, pretty much with like eggs. Or
well,
somebody,
JCap wants to win, dude.
JCap's been grinding pretty hard.
Yeah, he's been grinding a ton.
Oh, also, we're doing a Savage shirt giveaway this show, so be active in the chat. You get dick punched. Moving forward, go. Cap wants to win.
Yeah.
That was so random.
I know. Cap wants to win, though. He's the only one in that team who I really think is, like, grinding hard enough. Like, obviously, Theory can't, but, like, replays in Classic, I don't even know what they do.
FaZe Red's a good matchup, though. I mean, they match up well for themselves against Optic, though. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Optic Gaming basically said like they were glad they didn't run into any of the phases at like Call of Duty Championship. They were just like, I'm glad we didn't match up against FaZe.
Yeah, but on the flip side, like Optic, I mean, we talked about this, I think, last time we were casting. As far as what team's kind of been on a, I guess, quote-unquote, hot streak over the last couple of weeks, we said kind of Curse Black and Optic.
Yeah.
Have been, I guess, I mean, we're not considering EG because they're always, kind of hot. Like
yeah, they don't count as people.
But Optic, I know they ripped off, 9 straight games or something like that, and they won did they win the 2K or the 5K? They won one of them, and then I think made the finals of another and lost to FaZe Black. I think it was back-to-back weekends. So they've been doing well on Sundays and also in the league. And I think they're in second now, right?
I think the first series Optic Gaming takes over FaZe Red. But X, are you agreeing?
Yeah, I took Optic in the first series too, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Scott's just typically confused.
Yeah, traditionally.
Do you want me to speak on something else? I mean, I don't know.
I thought before this he was like, dude,
I thought you picked Optic Nation in this one, Matt.
I thought he was gonna go with both FaZe Reds.
I picked Formal.
I picked Formal.
I just want Formal.
See, I picked Formal to win.
I think Maven's love for Aches has outweighed Formal now.
Impossible.
I think it has. Look at his face, man.
Remember that the one night? I can't even remember what happened. They were playing this FaZe Black versus EG, and he goes, "If I do this, you like me more than Formal now." And like I saw it after it happened, and he just like destroyed Formal. I can't remember.
You told that completely wrong. Anyway,
it was something like that. Alcohol.
The winners finals of the pool play. So we are now going to look at it. It is going to be Optic Gaming taking on Team Envious, and EG taking on Optic Nation. Which one do you guys want to do first? I say EG Optic Nation's a little.
How about we continue going
easy.
left to right?
No.
You read a story.
No, screw that. We just came from the right side, and now I'm on the left side.
He's like.
What do you want to do, babe?
What do you want to do? We're going left to right.
Okay.
How do you read a book?
So you don't want to talk about the team we were just talking about. You want to go from right to left?
We're going left to right.
Well, that's what happens when we don't finish round one in the fucking first segment.
We're going left.
Take that.
We're going left to right.
All right. So EG Optic Nation, like I said.
EG.
Okay. EG. 3-0s. I mean, Optic Nation matches up not well.
I feel like now
EG.
I'm worried that Scott reads books backwards.
I do. Actually, I listen to audibles now, so it doesn't really matter. I gotta sit there and take notes so I can remember them. But no, I think Optic Nation is a team who's gonna try to run and gun with EG. Mm-hmm. Like they have the ability to play really, really slow, and it just won't happen though. A slow play style will just make Embos go 2-17.
We've talked about the fact that basically what Aches tweeted out with all his rules was actually the way to not beat them.
Because no team can do it.
He gave their recipe on how they win.
Yep.
That also means that you aren't good enough to do that. I mean, look at the teams that have given them trouble recently. When you look at it's usually like Vex, Denial. I mean, it was XGN. Yeah. It's all teams that play slower. There are nades everywhere.
8 grenades, 8 smokes.
It's not going to be like a fast run and gun, quick rotation. You're not going to beat them that way.
No. There's not a single
Aches
team.
told you to beat them that way, so have fun.
And the thing is Aches has worked this out so perfectly because people look up to him as a father. Like the fact that another pro player who's arguably on the second best team, you could probably make that pitch in FaZe Black, and I'm talking about Censor, begs for Aches' attention on Twitter just to be told that he's good at the game.
Censor might be
sickening.
He might be in love with him.
He either might be in love with him or he's turned into a 14-year-old insecure girl with a 17-year-old boyfriend. I
like Censor, but yes, I agree with all of that.
It's your competition, man. You're not hey, man. You think I'm good?
We're going to be, I know we have an EG member on this bracket show, but obviously, we're going to be picking EG for the most part throughout because, I've seen nothing, there's been nothing since Niagara that's made me think they're in trouble. If anything, Karma's been playing the best COD he's played in a long time.
Wager matches.
It's because he's actually been grinding with the wager matches. He had that 18-kill S&D the other day. He hasn't played games with me in 2 weeks. I'm getting upset. It's like the opposite. Leading up to Niagara, I was playing Diablo 3 with Karma 12 plus hours every single day.
Yeah.
Not
These last 2 weeks,
Not helping.
I haven't played with him at all. As you can tell, I'm not happy. It's mostly actually because the fact that he's been banned for 14 out of the last 16 days from playing competitive Counter-Strike Go because he quits out of games.
The real thing that sucked was Payday 2. He ruined our entire weekend. We had one great day of Payday 2 with me, you, him, and Lethal, and then he just disappears to play wager matches with Killa.
It was really fun, actually. It was
That game's actually a blast.
I think, EG wins this one on the simple fact that there's no it's not like we can say, like, oh, they haven't been looking good in this, or oh, they haven't been looking good in that. Yeah. If anything, they're looking very strong. I mean, they were winning league matches the other day when Crim was going like double negative in some games.
Yeah. I agree, though. I think, after watching them the last few weeks, I think Damon is playing the best COD he's played
in Ghost. I mean, at least in Ghost that I've seen.
I mean, I don't know. He's been playing ridiculously.
I can't think of a time. I mean, when Damon got picked up by EG, I'm done calling him Complexity at this point. I don't care. Even if it was at the time. When he got picked up by EG, his job was to just basically take the one-on-one spots and stay back with an AR on blitz and just don't miss. Now he's at the point now where he can be a little bit more lenient, kind of roam around the map and just slay things. But he had to build up to that too, though. And now Crim...
Yeah, I mean, he was never exactly playing bad. It's just, I don't know. I know I've been watching him lately, man. He's just been crushing.
Yeah.
Well, he crushes with the sub on the Xbox One.
Yeah. That's true.
Going back to the 360 for Niagara to run that AR again, it threw everything a little bit off.
Yeah.
But once he got back on the one and he's using that sub again, I mean, he's ridiculous with the sub.
No. So now, the two biggest names, I guess in Call of Duty. Well, no. Yeah.
In COD?
Yeah.
If you want Envy Optic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, EG
Optic
has a bigger following than Envy, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Not in COD, though.
The number 1 and number 3.
No, I'm with the 1-2 in COD, though. I'm with it.
The number 1 and 2 teams, popularity-wise, in Call of Duty, facing off.
In popularity. Just say it that way.
Yeah. Envy versus Optic. X, kicking off with you.
Take Envy. Because, they just seem that they always rise to the occasion against Optic. Merc doesn't like Optic. I mean, I think he made that pretty clear at Champs.
What was his answer on Reddit? He did.
We're gonna get some water.
On Reddit, he did like an AMA, and it was like, so are you still close with the guys from Optic? His response: we went our separate ways. AMA, what do you call it?
An AMA?
I call it.
The AMA makes more sense, but I like AMA, like a llama. Damn it.
Yeah, but Optic just can't beat Envy. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's odd. It's Envy can beat Optic. Envy can beat FaZe Black. They lose Steam, just can't beat EG. But they pretty much handle Optic every single time.
I wouldn't say it's a losing Steam. I would say they lost Steam at COD Champs, but I just think the matchup just doesn't favor.
No, yeah, you're right.
Envy. Like, Study can hang with EG in Search and Destroy. No questions asked. He can run with them. He can snipe against Karma.
Well, let's talk about that matchup later.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in regards of that, it's just...
But with Optic... Do you think this whole contract thing is going to affect anything?
The contract thing would affect Envy?
Like, with Envy, do you think it affects anything at all?
No. No, I mean, not for this event. I mean, that actually has nothing to do with anything.
You don't think from a mental standpoint it affects anything for any of the players at all?
No.
In a positive way or a negative way?
I mean, if anything, a positive.
Yeah,
you guys are out of your mind if you think it has no impact at all. No, I think it's a positive.
I mean, it's a slight positive, but I think they've been working on getting that contract anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like finally sealed. Like, you have like a more secure income. I feel like it either has the potential to, one, make players more lackadaisical with regards to scrimming, or like kind of pump them up. And I don't know, because I've seen a lot of tweets, especially it was talked a lot on Reddit too, that people were like, a lot of fans were kind of getting on Nameless, how obsessed he is with how much money people make, how he always talks about how much money players make, and always bickers
the Green
about
Monster is a beast
that
for a
one
reason.
thread for Nameless.
Yeah, there was a thread just ripping Nameless about this, and it's just, I kind of wonder, it's just him getting ripped about just talking about how much money players make, being obsessed with like money amounts.
318 comments, Scott, like 144 upvotes.
Yeah.
So what, he's just obsessed with like how much money other people make?
That's the main reason I'm asking this question. How does that impact...
Nameless is a good guy.
Oh, I love Nameless. I thought it was weird how much that blew up, because apparently it was that kind of compulsive on his...
Supposedly they like 3-0'd Optic that night, and then the thread went up, so who knows what happened with that.
Yeah, but anyway, to move forward here, we're picking Envy over Optic
I just don't... I don't... Like, Optic's good. Optic's a really, really good team. They're 100% top 4, no questions asked. Anyone who puts them outside of that, they basically have to get completely bracket screwed, which, as we all know, it's almost next to impossible now to get bracket screwed. But I think after Anaheim, I wouldn't be surprised to see an Optic change because I don't think Proofy and Clayster can be on the same team to have the same success they are.
I agree. It's kind of like having Cat and Proof on the same team. You know,
yeah, it doesn't work.
It's two of the same type of player. I mean, not exactly the same type of player, but they're both, you know, slow, just focused on kills. And, you know, then you have the other two guys playing mid-map by themselves. That's why I think Clay was a little off in Niagara. He had to play a little out of his comfort zone.
Dude, I agree. And I think, you know, when you look at it, like, as soon as Proofy kind of left JCap alone, I mean, JCap's now shining, right? Like, he looks really, really good. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and move into the losers bracket here, which is going to be Strictly Business taking on TK. Is there... I guess we can hit one right before a quick ad, but I don't think there's any way TK can really lose to Strictly Business.
Yeah, I think TK
right?
wins this. You know, barring some kind of mental collapse from them after the first game, I don't see them losing this one.
Yeah, I think TK. I think SB will give them some trouble though if they play like they did. You know, at the last event in Niagara, I thought they looked really good, but in league play, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look good for them at all. But we're gonna hop to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll finish up the losers bracket and then we'll crown our winner. Stay tuned.
Welcome.
Boom!
We're making fun of Mr. X currently for probably texting his or her girlfriend, and we now have one more matchup to cover here in the loser side of things.
We have a lot in the losers.
Well, no, I mean this.
Yeah, no, in the round one though. So
one match left. Yeah.
yeah,
one match period, straight to finals.
It's a very quick bracket. So FaZe Red versus Curse Orange. This one, I'm just gonna. I have very limited faith in Curse Orange, as bad as that sounds. But
yeah.
I mean, Maven, we do enough league matches. X, you're around it enough. I think we all know. There is a snowball's chance in hell that FaZe Red can lose to Curse Orange.
I believe, I think Curse Orange belongs, in that. I don't have a problem with them being in the top 12, playing in the league. I just think there's a big discrepancy between them and kind of your top teams. At least that's how it's looked so far. I mean, I haven't really seen them consistently beat anyone when you talk in that kind of top 6.
And they got smoked like a ham by Curse Orange at the Iron Gaming event.
Curse Black.
Curse Black.
You said they got smoked by themselves.
Smoked
yes.
by Curse Orange.
Well, technically,
they smoked each other.
Well, technically, if they're losing, they did beat themselves.
Yeah, well, it's been the opposite with the Curse side. I mean, Curse Black I think is on the up and up, and Curse Orange has just kind of been started low. And
I really
stayed
wish,
there.
like Scott said, they would have left that.
Xfinity team, man.
Together. I think it would have worked better.
Mud Dog's watching this right now, just crying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a death threat via DM.
So the next matchup here, TK versus Optic Nation again. Now, as everyone may not know, there is no continuation here at X Games. There is none. So what that means, according to our bracket, if Optic Nation were to lose to TK, they're out. They only have to lose 3 games, which basically puts them at even at a 3-3, and that gives TK the advantage.
Can I go on the record as saying as one of the stupidest things I've ever heard?
What?
The fact that there's no continuation.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying it was
Like-
stupid that there was continuation used, and I was going to say you're
I don't understand if you have any sort of double elim situation, which is sort of, I mean, it's not exactly a standard one.
Best of 7.
You can't just wipe the slate clean. And that's why, God, I mean, it's fine because we picked Optic Nation the first time. I think we all agreed Optic Nation the second time. So I don't think it's really going to matter too much on this side of things. But it's still just, after MLG did that Columbus bracket, which I thought was just the most asinine thing I've ever seen.
Dude, there was 2 hemispheres.
X Games,
okay?
X Games, which is their big, this is their big kind of show to the new, not new demographic, but expanding demographic here.
The new market.
I guess, I mean, they're lucky because new people that are going to be watching for the first time probably aren't going to understand what the hell's going on anyways. But, like, if I was coming outside and had any knowledge of how, like, playoffs or brackets or anything work, I would just be like, what?
It's literally, and I'm just, you called it asinine, I'm just going to call it what it is. If I'm running a damn tournament, what do I care more about? An even playing field for my professional gamers or a damn all-star match that no one gives a shit about?
I get there are people like All-Star match. I don't like them, but I get that there are people that love that stuff.
You know what you do? Screw the All-Star match. Bring Nade Shot into the damn booth. All you're trying to do is you want him on the stage as much as possible, right? Have him cast the match.
I'd want Proofy up there. He's just damn good looking.
God, he's like a young Usher.
Just dreamy.
But seriously, like, have him cast the best of 11.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't.
As much as I used to kind of like double elimination in the past, I kind of like what did Scoots tweet yesterday? Sir Scoots, if you're not familiar with him, been involved in esports for the better part of 700 decades.
Yeah, he's the man.
He tweeted out, he's like, I just wish that every esport would learn no more double elimination ever.
Yeah.
It needs to be pool play into a single elim. And like times like this, I usually like double elim because I like the
story.
The story, yes. But when you see something like this for X Games, just like,
nah, that's...
No, we're 100% sure about this.
100%.
Yeah.
Before I just ripped everyone for how dumb this is.
You should have started that off with, we're 100% sure on this, right? Instead of lashing out possibly irrationally.
I didn't even realize that. I thought I understood the bracket pretty much completely until you said that today, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, no. So, in case everything just went completely over your head, double elimination, you have to get knocked out twice. If you meet up with the same team, doesn't matter. So if you get knocked out of the winner's bracket, then you match up against that team, you both basically are one.
So it's double elimination for some teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have... Yeah. So, Optic Nation advances. Advances.
Don't talk about the format.
They're going to advance. They're going to
Now, this is where we will actually see a change forever. Optic Gaming versus FaZe Red.
So
Optic Gaming wins 3-0 in the first series. FaZe Black, clean slate.
FaZe Red.
Whatever. FaZe Red, clean slate. They beat them 3-2. What should happen?
We all agreed on this just because of the format.
Yes.
Because, like, this is, like, I just feel like we've seen with Optic at times, some animosity toward each other, a little bit of bickering, and when they get down, they haven't always been the best team to kind of come back when they're down. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like I got to think the players, like, all right, so let's say they do 3-0 FaZe Red. How annoyed are those guys? Like, I can just see Clay. Like, when he realizes, like, oh, we just 3-0'd these guys, and they can beat us and knock us out.
Yeah, so to put that in perspective here, how it normally would work, if FaZe Red got 3-0'd by Optic Gaming, and then they win the second series, that would make it 5-3. It would be 5-3. Optic Gaming would be one game away from taking the continuation. Instead, Optic Gaming packs their bags and they don't make it to day 3.
Just think if FaZe Red wins that, if it goes this way, obviously. Think if FaZe Red wins that first game, like, what's going through the players of Optic's minds? Yeah. Like, they're all just pissed.
They have to.
Like, I feel like you go on tilt if you lose game 1. Like, instantly.
You can win more maps against the team and they can knock you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So real quick, if you're looking at the graphic, on the left side is Pool A, loser's bracket. On the right side is Pool B.
You can also score more points in basketball and still lose. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
Right? Stupid.
I'm just glad we're all in agreement on this.
And I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of, whether it's like a marketing or a PR or watchability, there's a reason it's done this way. I just, from a fan perspective, and have a lot invested with all these players and know them all and cast, it annoys me to no end. But
the solution.
As much as I'm knocking like MLG for this, like I'm sure there's a good reason why. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to look at and criticize.
Yeah.
But another thing to completely run.
Yeah.
That's not us being cowards and basically being like, oh, don't hurt us. But like, realistically, how it should have been done is pool play Friday and Saturday, Sunday. 4 teams. Actual pool play, not the bracket inside of the bracket. Bracket inside of the bracket, there has to be continuation.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're pretty smart, Scott.
And I'll tell you what, if what we just said or what we just predicted is MLG's worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Or doing it on the same side, Phase Red. It could happen to Phase Red. It could happen to Optic Nation.
It could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It could happen to frickin' EG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone. Envy. There is a shitstorm that could possibly happen, right? And I'm not knocking Strictly Business or Curse Orange, or TK, but like those three teams' fan bases aren't. They're not Alex Garfield of EG. They're not FaZe. They're not Optic. You know what I mean? Like, you got 2.6 million 12-year-olds screaming at you. Someone's going to eventually die.
Oh, God. If it ends up being, if that happens, though, and it's a 3-0 first round and then a 3-2, like, you're going to see some Twitter explosions if it's a big team that loses that, I'll tell you that much.
No, that won't be a ideal scenario.
But, all right, let's move on here. What do we got next?
So, now this is where, gotta use your brain here. So, it continues out of the bracket, and the team who ends up winning that bracket in each pool gets the first seed coming out of their pool. So you have 2 1 seeds and you have 2 2 seeds. So pool A 1 seed would play pool B's 2 seed, and then vice versa on the other side here. So
it's like an X.
Yeah, that's actually exactly
with Mr. X. Do I point?
Yeah, it makes sense, Maven. I get it.
That actually. That was really cool.
Yeah, except that I picked the wrong way.
That was a good one.
So this is what it would most likely look like here. It would be
most likely. This is what it'll look like if stuff goes with our picks.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Most likely.
Usually mine goes according to plan, so it's okay.
We should start taking bets. Or just like, you can get away with wager matches. I think we can get away with fantasy brackets for money, right?
Well, I'd be betting nickels.
Tortilla chips.
Here's this roll of dimes.
So, round 1, this is a single elimination. Something that in the console FPS scene we don't see a lot of besides basically Gfinity.
Gfinity.
Yeah. Is it the future? Yeah. Why? Because kids don't understand double elimination, and apparently tournaments don't either anymore, moving forward. EG taking on FaZe Red, and then Optic Nation versus Envy. EG FaZe Red, kicking off with you, X. Give me the matchup scenario here.
EG pretty much matches up well with FaZe Red. FaZe Red is an odd team. They pretty much get by on, strats and coordination. They're a lot like the old TK.
They get away with a lot of freaking nades.
Yeah. They do that. They're good on Search and Destroy. The Search and Destroys be close. For Respawn to be close, Classic's going to have to play good. I feel like we talk about this all the time with FaZe Red, that if Classic doesn't play good, they really don't have a second Slayer, a guy that's going to step up, so they're kind of screwed. So Classic's going to need to play big if they're going to win that match.
That's kind of what we talked about, the problem in Niagara. I think he said it himself, didn't have the best tournament, and that's why they kind of struggled. But I just, from what we've seen when it comes to like the top teams, I would include FaZe Red in that top 5 or 6 teams. EG doesn't really struggle with any of them. They just don't.
No.
They play
Optic Gaming's giving them the best run for their money.
Yeah, they just really don't struggle much with these teams. So I just don't see. I'd be more worried in this if somehow there was like a Vex or something in there playing in this spot than I am about FaZe Red.
I think the key for FaZe Red here has to be lots of nades, heavy, just.
Smoke.
Heavy guys, man. You want heavy soldiers. You want smokes. You want tacticals. You want double nades, and you want to slow everything down. You want to slow.
You want kill streaks.
Wait, well, and ish. But like EG, it's a veto system, man. Until someone takes the 1 seed from EG, Aches is gonna continue to abuse people because he messes with all their heads. Like I don't understand how he does it. But somehow they're always able to sneak through Strike Zone Dom. They're always able to get these maps that kind of favor EG, which I still don't get why people play EG in Strike Zone Dom. That's my first veto. You're going against possibly the 4 best subs in the damn game, and you're not going to veto it?
By the way, that changed to the game types. Is that in effect for X Games?
Anaheim.
Not until Anaheim.
After. I believe.
Is it after? Okay, we can talk about that another time.
We can talk about it in the last segment.
It was what? Sovereign Dom's out and Octane S&D?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just for those beginning rounds of pool play, or is it all? No, is it all?
I don't know. Well,
I think
want
it's
to
just
look into it
open
more. I just saw a couple
Yeah,
tweets
it's
about
all
it. Okay.
Yeah. Where were we?
So we take EG over phase red.
Yeah. What's the series? Give me your series score.
3-1 EG.
X.
Damn it, maybe I was gonna say 3-1 too. 3-1.
Going 3-2.
Oh.
I think they're gonna get a Warhawk Search and Destroy game 2. FaZe Red's gonna play that so slow. I mean, how many times we cast their matches and we just basically sit back here and they're like, well, here comes 4 ARs, trophies down. Routine
They play
shit.
Search how Envy used to play Search on Black Ops 2. Like sit in your spawn and just wait.
That's why I just don't think when it comes down to the wire, EG will lose, just because like they're not going to get 3-0. They're not going to get 3-1 by one of these top teams. If anything, they'll get. Then they're not going to lose a game 5 like ever.
The only way for a top team to beat them is a 3-0. You have to 3-0. It's the only way you're going to get it done.
Yeah, but the problem is game 3 is blitz.
Right.
I don't care that this is basically us just praising EG.
Well,
Someone beat them.
You got to win those first 2 games, and you can't let them get momentum back in game 3. You got to put it away in game 3. That's how people end up, just getting. You see them all the time.
Yeah, if they make it to that game 5, they're not losing game 5.
Right, we go down 2-0. You go down 2-0, win the blitz, win that next dom, and then game 5 you lose the crim. I mean, you need to win 3-0.
All right, so what's the reverse? What do you got? Optic Nation versus Envy?
Optic Nation versus Envy. I think
this is close.
This is so. Here's my thing, right? Like when I look at
Optic Nation was kind of all of our like not really dark horse, but sort of.
I think they just have a shit ton to prove, and a lot of people are kind of overlooking them because they don't.
Play, I feel like they are being
together, but
overlooked quite a bit. Yeah.
When I look at the 3 out of the 4 teams here that we have, and going into day 3, I would say those 3 teams are the best 3 teams in Search and Destroy. Period. I would say EG's number 1. I would say Envy's probably number 2, and then Optic Nation's probably number 3. Yeah. So the Search and Destroy is going to be close. I don't know what you want to play against Envy, realistically. But if you get if somehow Optic Nation gets Octane Dom, it's a good map for them because Envy seems to be a little bit lost. They run 3 ARs the last time we were casting them, and they were very, very slow. And it was
well, we have time for one more segment before the league matches start.
Probably.
Why don't we start a quick fast commercial? We'll cover this and then the finals, just because we have 10 minutes till league matches start. Be right back. Hey, Matt. Look at that head of hair.
Look at that head of hair.
Welcome back.
It's like a chia pet.
I used to stare at that head of hair all day.
And if you guys would wonder, we have them on 2 monitors.
Oh, yeah.
We can't have enough
The
of
worst
Mr.
part
X.
is when I talk to you, I want to look you in the eyes. So I'm not looking at the camera at all. I'm
oh, no, I did the same thing.
Staring at your face
over
here.
I stare forward oddly, and I pretend.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I just look at you on this monitor, so it probably looks very strange on camera.
Oh, no. I'm sure it looks really weird.
All right, so we have... what's the last match we're doing here? Envy versus Optic Nation.
Envy versus Optic Nation. Winner of that would go on to play EG.
EG.
So, yeah, you start off, X.
You gonna make me start? I was gonna hope you threw to Maven.
All right, Maven, you start it.
All right, I got this.
Yeah.
Envy, just due to consistency. Honestly, I mean, they've been second. I mean, Optic Gaming just took over them in the league, I know, but Niagara, Champs, there hasn't been anyone that's... they're like the clear-cut number 2. I mean, as much as Optic has been, or as much as EG has become the clear-cut number 1, I think it's fair to say Envy's been the clear-cut number 2. I mean, yeah, there's teams a lot closer to them, obviously, than Envy is to EG, but when it comes tournament time, man...
I agree. I agree to an extent. I just, again, I truly, full-heartedly believe in Optic Nation. I really do. I think Optic Nation's going to be the second-place team here. I think they beat out Envy. And the main reason is Envy shows up, yes, but are they going to lose sleep if they don't get a gold medal?
Nope.
I'm trying to think of who's been tweeting that's really excited to compete at X Games for the gold.
Well, Optic Nation's the complete opposite of that. Killa wakes up and pisses wager matches. And Ricky's possibly dead.
Right.
So, to be honest,
I'm actually
this is possibly the worst bracket we've done with Optic Nation. But we all have a lot of faith in them. And X.
I've watched Envy play, though, they haven't looked too hot.
Yeah, true. So, since Maven forgot that we made the bracket this way, X, you're going Optic Nation as well because you have to.
I know.
I'm not going to agree with the decision.
You did agree with it.
Nope.
I was the one who originally didn't, and you were like, oh, the Optic.
Oh, no, I 100% said Envy. I can't believe Scott came in and messed up the graphic.
What did he do to the graphic?
Optic Nation over Envy.
He has Optic Nation over Envy.
I know you two do. Idiots.
Oh, I have Optic Nation over Envy.
So we have an EG Optic Nation final.
I do.
Anticlimactic 3-1.
So it's going to be like the 6-0 and the 3-0 we've had in the last finals of the last two tournaments?
Well, I mean, Envy is like 30-0 and 33 versus EG.
Yeah,
so no matter what the finals is, if EG's in the finals, with every team there, with the Optic Gaming would be the one who would probably make it an interesting series just because Aches will lose one game and he will think about killing himself before losing to Optic, and then he'll lose the second game, and then we'll go to game 5.
I think Optic Nation, it'll kind of be like what happened at Champs, right? Where Envy got so hyped and beat Optic, and then they just kind of went flat. That Optic Nation will be hyped to beat Envy, Killa and Miracles with, Parasite, the history there.
And
they'll be so
they could steal the. I honestly think they could steal the game to SND though. I really,
they'll
really
be
do.
so amped up to, beat them. They'll beat them and kind of go flat for the finals.
I will say I am, with Optic Nation being there, I'm glad I don't have to cast a single one of their games until Anaheim, most likely, because Thermal LMG play, they run like 2, sometimes 3 of them in Search and Destroy.
And they run them with like Reflex and a sub. It's so cheap.
Yeah, Reflex and a sub, and then like they make Miracles run trophies. It's like,
okay,
his guy's moving like.
Some moral of the story. So shocker, we picked EG to win the gold medal. Optic Nation will be taking home the silver medal. The bronze medal, I guess it'll be a game between FaZe Red and Envy for that one.
Oh, I guess we probably should have done that first.
I'm taking Envy for the bronze.
Envy, yeah.
I hope they stand on a podium. I want to see Aches on a podium, like holding up his gold.
It would have to be
the
the team captains that stand on the podium. They're not going to have that big of podiums.
And he'll just be standing, like looking down at the top of Nadeshot's head. That's how I see that playing out.
I have a question. Did anyone try and make a roster change after X Games for Anaheim?
No. The first roster change we will see is going to be June, I think it's 17th. That's the week before Anaheim. That's when league matches are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably nothing till after Anaheim. Nothing major, at least.
The 4 teams who do not make it into the pro bracket of Anaheim.
Will those teams still be teams going into the Anaheim?
Yeah, no, they will be different teams going into Anaheim. If not, teams...
You think into Anaheim?
Going into Anaheim. The 4 teams who don't make it in, with the exception of probably... If if Curse Orange doesn't make it, then they'll still go as Curse Orange. They'll finish out this season.
It's really on the bubble right now. Let's see. I'll bring it up.
But I don't know. Do you see Justice going? I just don't... Like, the teams aren't hooked in with contracts. Like, right now, Sharp could go, listen, Goon, I'm going to go kick your girlfriend off of TK Royal and play for her at Anaheim. You have fun. And there's nothing they can do about that.
Well, because there's no contract. You got Vex is 15 and 21, and so is TK. But I think Vex has won more games, so they're ahead.
They're both 15 and 21, but somehow Vex has won more games.
Yeah, but no, I mean more maps.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
and then the record's 15 to 21, but
you know what the hell I meant, man.
I knew what you meant, Matt.
Thank you, Maven.
You're welcome, bud.
God, he's got a great smile.
We've got to cut this
short here. Curse Orange is 12 and 27. They're pretty much eliminated, right?
Who?
Curse Orange, 12 and 27.
Yeah, that's curtains for them.
Pretty much curtains. Justice, 12 and 24. pretty much curtains. And you got SB at 9 and 27. They're gone.
Basically,
So TK and Vex.
TK tonight, which is the matches we are going to be doing.
Yeah, what's TK Curse Black, the first one?
We have TK versus Curse Black, and then we have TK versus FaZe Black. Assuming all goes according to plan with the internet gods, then we should see. We should see most likely TK probably go 0-2 in those first two matches. But if they don't win a single game tonight, that really puts a lot of pressure on them. They have to beat Curse Black.
They can't afford to go a night without winning games, dude.
They can't afford a night without going 2-1. They have to go 2-1 for the rest of the night. The league.
They pretty much need to.
They have to. Or they're stripped.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a link because it had how many
You wanna
games
cut 'em off?
each
You want
team
me to?
needs to.
Hey, Matt, it was fantastic having you on the show again.
No.
I
Yeah.
missed you terribly.
Yeah, man. We have to go cast league matches.
Yeah, it's time to cast league matches. For those of you that turned in for the
Tuned in.
tuned in
Tuned in.
to the bracket
For those
show,
of you who turned up,
appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna be doing
You guys
what was
about
it?
to watch people
Curse
cast
Black,
games.
TK, FaZe Black, and yeah, I'm not very good at talking. I've been mixing up my words. You know, I
Same.
didn't sleep very well,
same. As always, we love you.
but we don't
But
love
we
you.
don't love you.
Yeah, good job, Matt. Idiot.
Yeah.
Fist bump.